Well, 30.
Or less.
A counselor? No.
I started
40,000.
We're gonna get letters.
They make more than mayor his and towns and smaller communities.
Okay, all right, everybody, it's 7 o'clock. So we're gonna start our meeting. I'll call it to order for the regular council meeting, the Township of Nipigon for Tuesday, April 9th, 2024. So we start off with our land acknowledgement as always. In the spirit of reconciliation, the Corporation of the Township of Nipigon respectfully acknowledges it is located on the traditional lands of the Red Rock Indian Band, signatory to the Robinson Superior Treaty of 1850, and the township further respectfully acknowledges the historic presence of the Métis people on these lands. Are there any disclosures of pecuniary interest?
No.
Just to let everybody know, I'm not declaring pecuniary interest because there isn't any update. Linda tells me on the municipal accommodations tax, so we're just gonna defer it to the next meeting, so I don't have to declare if there's gonna be no discussion. Item number 2A, minutes, approval of previous council minutes of March 26th, 2024. Is there any discussion or? Okay. So resolution number 77-2024, moved by Councillor Sakamoto. Oh, we have movers and seconders. Seconded by Councillor Hart.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, did nothing.
We'll have to do it the slow way this time. No.
Super fast.
I was too busy telling you about my puppy, I distracted. That the regular council meeting minutes of March 26, 2024 are hereby adopted as recorded by the deputy clerk. All in favor? Opposed? And carried. Okay, next is the approval of the special meeting of council minutes from April 5th, 2024. This is resolution 78-2024. Right, that's right. Moved by, who would like to move this one? Councillor Westhaver. Good thing we don't have very many resolutions. Seconded by Councillor Sakamoto. Okay. The special meeting of council minutes of April 4th, 2024 are hereby adopted as recorded by the deputy clerk. Oh, so it says,
I
yeah,
just noticed that there was
Yeah.
a typo in the agenda.
Is
it is
the fourth,
It
so
is the
it's the
fourth.
agenda that's incorrect. Okay, so that's fine. So that the special meeting of council minutes of April 4th, 2024 are hereby adopted as recorded by the deputy clerk. All in favor? Opposed? And carried. Okay. So next we have finance, which is confirming and approving of accounts. That's resolution 79-2024. Councillor Hart, would you like to move this one? And who would like to second? This is the. Oh, it's wrong. Sorry, this is supposed to be accounts.
Those ones already signed.
Yeah, this one's already
Thought
done.
we signed a lot.
We should have the resolution.
Nope, it's, you guys hid it in here. Playing jokes on me. Okay, so that will be 79, sorry guys, -2024. Here we go. So resolution number 79-2024. Councillor, moved by Councillor Westhaver, seconded by Councillor Sakamoto, that the payment of accounts is listed on the following payment voucher B and the same is hereby confirmed and approved. Payment voucher number 11, 2024 in the amount of $30,739 and payment voucher number 12, 2024 in the amount of $95,076.48. All in favor? Opposed and carried. Okay, sorry, now we're on to recreation. So we have an Edge Arts Studio and Gallery report from the Program and Facility Coordinator, Bernadette Langthorne. So are there anyone have any comments or anything on this? Councillor Sakamoto?
I know that Bernadette was trying to get a committee meeting together and having trouble lining up dates that we could all get there. So I see her report is kind of her desperately trying to move ahead without the committee meeting.
Mhm.
I think we really need to get the committee meeting. Some of what she's talking about with ideas is quite similar to things we talked about last year, trying to get going at charts. So I will commit to trying to get together and talk to her and see if we can get a committee meeting going.
Okay, yeah, move that on to get a meeting facilitated. That sounds good. Okay, anyone else have any comments? So I'll just mention it's, I guess Bernadette's been there since October. And she's hosted 23 workshops with 248 people in attendance, which is great. And the We Heart Art drop-in program has been well attended as well. She's had 43 drop-ins with 258 people in attendance, which is awesome. There's actually a program going on there right now. There's lots of cars out there for a mitten making program, so that's cool. Yeah, so it's good to hear that she's also interested in looking at maybe expanding on the gallery part of things. Some artists are interested in some consignment and selling some of their things. So just I don't know if Bernadette, and she's not here tonight because there's a workshop going on, but maybe we can just direct staff to ensure that Bernadette has read that business plan that was written in 2018, 2019. I think it's on our website for Edge Arts, just so she has I don't know if she's read it or not, but if she hasn't, just maybe let her know about that and where she can find it. And
I know it
And
was
she can-
mentioned when she first.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
so she may have read it,
Yes.
but yeah. Looks like she hit the ground running though, so she may have just been like right into the frying pan and that might have slipped aside. So, yeah, so she has a really good report here with all the different workshops and all the hours and the rentals and everything. So it's good that it's continuing on. So, yeah, there's no resolution for that. It's just for information purposes. Okay. Okay, so next we have the BEO's quarterly report. So we have Dennis here with us tonight. Does anyone have any questions for Dennis on his report? Counselor Sakamoto,
Question.
go ahead. Yeah.
Can you tell me about the bylaw with pigeons?
Specifically how? Every time,
Kicking the can.
as far as keeping your time, is that probably the issue?
I didn't realize there was a bylaw on pigeons, so I did see you had pigeons on your last report. I was at a Christmas bird count and everybody was noting all the pigeons at the feeders and what the birders thought was somebody who normally feeds pigeons must have passed away and now the pigeons are looking for an alternate source of food. So putting this all together, they're probably at other feeders because you told people not to feed them.
Yeah, I think the bylaw speaks to, you can't just be spreading them out along your property, but out of a feeder, you can't control what comes to the feeder, so that's sort of the distinction between can and can't.
Oh, so you can't throw bird food or pigeon food in particular on the ground?
Out of a feeder, I think it's
Usually the birds throw it out of the field.
yeah, but I think
Pigeons don't go
in an
that way.
effort to, well, that's why, but it's
Okay.
in an effort to curb that, is you can't screw it up in your yard, but a feeder.
Okay, Christian,
It's a
Good to
hot
know.
issue, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the ones that you've seen will definitely spread, so that neighbors are having them on the roof.
Yeah.
So yeah, every one of those that are, you see were spread.
Yeah. Okay, that was it, thank you. I'll let the birders know.
I have one question too, so,
Go ahead. Yeah.
on Fourth Street, that burned out building there, is that, where's that at?
It's a sticky
Is
situation.
that,
If it's something that's confidential that you can't talk about, then
It is.
we
I
can,
mean, It's,
yeah.
it's been many years, I think everyone else had years, but it's so sticky that, I can't proceed. I don't know what the outcome can ever be, and there's reasons.
Is the owner still here? Or is that the person that passed away?
That is,
That is,
so
okay.
I think.
Oh,
that
wait,
it
now you're
creates
in the
more-
chapter.
More, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It has
Yeah.
stuck around for that many years for a reason, and now there's
Yeah,
another
okay,
wrench thrown in. Yeah, we're on it, but,
yeah, hurry up and wait.
I believe it's been sort of in lawyer's hands for a few years and no outcome, as you see, ongoing, but
okay,
we tried.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
so there's an effort going, so that's good. I have a question. So are these, good work, by the way, there's lots of, enforcement happening here, which is nice. Are these, results of like complaints, are these generated by complaints?
Probably 100%.
100%?
Yeah,
Okay.
without even looking at it.
Yeah, they're, yeah. So what I would like to see too is, if you have the time, because I know your time is limited during the week, but what I would like to see maybe is, to also do some proactive, enforcement to, if you have time to sort of, make your way around town and just, I mean, there's some things you can't see, but other things like, like property standards or parking and things like that, you might be able to see where it doesn't always generate a complaint, but there's still, something that needs to, someone might need to get a letter or further enforcement past that. So, that's just something that I'd like to see. I don't know if anyone agrees with me or not, but
Yeah.
I think
good
that's,
idea.
that would be good too, because it takes a strong person to complain, or like a really angry person to complain, and sometimes the issues don't generate complaints, but there can still be a problem, yeah,
Yeah, I'm just sure time.
yeah, and that's what, yeah,
Challenge.
that's why, preface that with if you have time, but there's, some, and you're getting into your busy season probably too in the summertime, so. Nope, very good. Did anyone else have any issues? Okay, and that's purely for information. We're not, there's no resolution for that or anything. Thank you, Dennis. Okay, next, sorry, I don't have does anyone have a paper agenda that they can? I forgot to
just got
grab
them
one.
all.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I've got puppy brain. I don't have baby brain, I've got puppy brain. I usually have a paper one here, so I don't have to go all the way back in this iPad. Okay, so EDC is next. So 6A, Seniors Community Grant Program. So this is a resolution to, so that council can approve the submission of a grant to, this is a provincial program. And, if this is something that kind of got noticed a little bit too late, but still had some time to put it through. So it has been submitted, but this is just, formality of making sure council is aware of it being submitted, and that if we do get it, that everyone's aware of it. And
I hope so.
yeah, so it was basically for the We Heart Art program that we just saw in the, in Bernadette's report for more funding for wages and other things, and it was a perfect fit for that seniors community grant program, so. Yeah. Thank you to the staff, by the way, for assisting with that, and we need a seconder as well. Someone wants to second it. Thank you to Councilor Westhaver for sharing it, for bringing it to our attention. So this is resolution number 80-2024, moved by Councilor Hart, seconded by Councilor Sakamoto, that this council hereby approves the submission of an application to the Seniors Community Grant Program in support of the We Heart Art Program at the Edge Arts Building. All in favor? Opposed? And carried. Okay. Okay, so next is the municipal accommodations tax. So as I said in the opening of this meeting, as we understand, there is no update on that it's progressing, but there's no update on that, so we should have an update, next council meeting, as I understand, so we'll just move on. Sundries, counselor resignation. So, this has a resolution attached to it.
There's a copy here.
And, yeah, and we need, a mover and a seconder. Yeah, okay, Counselor Hart's gonna move that one. And seconder, Counselor Westhaver. Okay, so this is resolution number 81-2024, moved by Counselor Hart, seconded by Counselor Westhaver, that this council hereby regretfully accepts the resignation of Gordon McKenzie, retroactive to March 31st, 2024, and declares his council position vacant. All in favor? Opposed? And carried. Okay, and I just want to thank, on behalf of council, and if anyone else would like to say anything, I just want to thank Counselor McKenzie. He did bring a good experience to the table when everyone, all of us are new.
Yeah.
So, he was had a good, wise head on his shoulders there. So very sad to see him, step down.
You'll be missed.
Yeah, he will. Okay, so sundries B, so this is just for, information. This is in regards to the 2024 Good Roads Conference that's, happening in 2 weeks' time. So, myself and Public Works Superintendent Shane Hardy will be attending. Very excited for Shane to attend because it's all about public works, so he's just gonna be in his glory. Or overwhelmed, we'll see, but, it's a great conference, and so, the delegations, I just wanted to ensure that the public knew and that, all the counselors are aware as well that of all the delegations that have been put in, so there's one to the Ministry of Northern Development, one to the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Long-Term Care, Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Sport, and Ministry of Infrastructure. And I can confirm as of today that we will have a meeting with MPP Lise Bourgeois and Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Sport as well. And I was invited to attend a Good Roads Women's Forum on the 21st, which I accepted that invitation. And still waiting to hear, actually, I did hear from Long-Term Care today, and Minister Cho is not going to be at the conference and is not taking any delegations from us, at least. I don't know if his ministry is taking in his absence, but we will reach out to them and make sure that we get a meeting with them outside of the conference, but I haven't heard back from any other ones on that, so. Okay, does anyone have any questions? No?
Are they the hospital must be looking for more, space for long-term care. It's getting-
Yeah, just so there was a plan with that the former CEO had put together, and the new CEO is sort of scaling it down a little bit because it was a pretty big project and involved moving around of I forget what they're called, not the long-term care patients, but the ones that stay in the hospital.
Yeah.
Acute care, yes,
Acute
yeah,
care.
acute care. So, anyways, so they're rescoping it as we speak, and it's gonna be a little bit smaller, and it's just gonna be long-term care. So I just wanted to, with the CEO's permission, just wanted to bring it to their attention, just to, general discussion to let them know that there's something else coming down the wire, and yeah, that we
Yeah.
support it.
So I know there's people that are on the wait list, that
Oh, it's long.
probably should be in long-term
Mhm.
or acute at least in the.
Yeah, it's another healthcare problem, yeah. Okay, anything else from, and then we'll, I'll write up a report, when I return from that, just so everyone knows how it went. Okay, okay, so speaking of health services, I'm moving, to put forward a resolution about, because last council meeting, we had a discussion, through the Recreation Committee minutes about, the potential of, giving, a membership. And then it was suggested by them for the $200, but we kind of didn't really, as a group, like that idea, so, I just went back and thought of what would be, I think, helpful. So I'm gonna put this forward, and if it moves, it moves. If it doesn't, that's all right. So, this is 82-2024. So I'll read it first, because we don't have movers or seconders, but I'm not gonna assume you guys are gonna move and second it. Whereas the Township of Nipigon supports efforts by the NDMH, so the Nipigon District Memorial Hospital Doctors Group, to retain and recruit locum doctors who are essential to maintaining a consistent level of health services in Nipigon and surrounding communities. This council hereby approves providing the NDMH and Nipigon Doctors Group with a gym membership at the Nipigon Community Center, to be used by locum doctors working in Nipigon as an in-kind contribution to the NDMH and the Nipigon Doctors Group, to be valid from April 10th, 2024 to December 31st, 2026. Dates are just so they don't have to keep coming back, and that reaches to the end of our term, so any councils moving ahead would do that or not, so. Yeah,
So at no charge.
at no charge, yeah, I mean, it's just, it's one of those things that I feel very strongly about. They're working very hard to recruit. We don't have the capacity, staff-wise, to sort of, help them, assist them in any way, shape, or form with that, and this is a contribution that I think is appropriate, in my opinion, so.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's not a great cost. And we need to kind of think of a person that gets sent here from where Toronto or Thunder Bay. What is there for them to do after hours, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's a nicety for them to be able to just go work out in the gym or something.
And it goes a long way as well for just to have them feel welcomed, like I won't, if this does get passed, then whoever is taking care of it, I think it's Kim, just to make sure they understand that it was something that was passed by council, and that we support the locums and all that kind of stuff, and appreciate them coming here.
Yeah.
It's without our locums, we don't have an emergency, so. All right, yes,
No,
you're good?
I agree when they're here doing the, in case of emergencies and like when they're on call.
Mhm.
What a nice thing that doesn't cost us anything, that helps keep them safe, integrating with the community a little bit.
Yeah.
And really, what is the cost of for anybody else to go there? It's pretty minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a good gesture, to show that, and make them feel welcome.
And I do want to note too, just sort of speaking in regards to other communities that support, like their efforts. So, there was a heavy recruitment going on a few months back to get a doctor here, specific doctor. And, Ashley, one of the staff from Red Rock, was able to help with recruitment, and, we have a new doctor. So they're doing a lot of good work, so, and, anyways. Oh. Yeah. Unless you want to separate.
Something.
You'll do it, okay. You can move.
Yeah.
Okay, resolution 82-2024, moved by Councillor Sakamoto, seconded by Councillor Westhaver. Whereas the Township of Nipigon supports efforts by the NDMH, Nipigon Doctors Group, to recruit and retain local doctors who are essential to maintaining consistent level of health services in Nipigon and surrounding communities. This council hereby approves providing the NDMH Nipigon Doctors Group with the gym membership at the Nipigon Community Center to be used by local doctors working in Nipigon as an in-kind contribution to the NDMH and the Nipigon Doctors Group to be valid from April 10th, 2024 to December 31st, 2026. All in favor? Opposed? And carried. Okay, another resolution. Okay. So there's not much information in here in this as well, so I'm going to have to just explain a little bit about this. So as it says in the resolution, there's going to be a charity ride on May 25th, organized by Andrew St. Jean and I believe Ted Clearwater. And so they had reached out to one of our staff just to find out if it was okay to do all the parking of everything at the Nipigon Community Center. So in the past, the concern has been with huge amounts of vehicles going through our streets, which are busy, which is a nice thing to have, but it's busy on a Saturday or whatever, and then going across the highway, that there's some safety issues. But so I inquired about whether or not there was going to be some kind of like traffic control or anything. But the staff asked and were advised that there was no need for traffic control because they're not going across the highway and they're not I don't know the exact route, but somehow they're not needing traffic control. So just wanted to let you guys know that before voting here.
That's a fundraiser.
Yes, for the young woman who passed, yeah. Resolution 083, 2024. So who'd like to move this one?
Can I add just,
Yes.
if, I don't know the details of where they're going and who approved it, yes, we can see that there's no need for traffic control. If they do, let us know, and if I can work it in my schedule, I'd be happy to volunteer
Yeah,
to do that.
yeah, well, that's
I
fine.
would too.
Yeah.
Just,
Because it doesn't have to be like some people think it has to be like a police officer or something like that, but with the 5, it's the same with the 5K that happens at the Fall Fishing Festival. It's the same as the parade is like when they have the barriers up and everything, and there's volunteers. Just it can be volunteer based. It doesn't have to be like police officers because they are hard.
Yeah.
They can't commit, right? Because they're go on calls. That's what they have to do. So then it puts the organizers in a lurch. So yeah, if there is a reason that they do need to have any traffic control, Linda, just advise Kristen that there are folks that would be willing to help out with that.
That's just for the main highway too. It's not down here, because
Well, they're definitely not crossing the highway. So I'm not sure, they must be starting here at the community center and then
but they
going out.
don't need any kind of control, as long as they're licensed and insured.
But I mean, like for like, just for safety purposes,
Yeah.
just like we do, like I was saying, for the 5-kilometer running race.
Right.
There are just volunteers at certain high traffic areas to, make sure that the traffic stops for the group to go through, right? Because some might be slower than others and the cars lurch forward and then it's, yeah.
Linda, do you know the route?
I didn't receive any information.
Usually he posts the
okay.
route. I don't think he's posted the route of that one yet.
Okay, and seconded by, who would like to second this one?
Oh, to Glenn?
Glenn, moved it, yeah.
Yeah, you're closer.
And thank you to Andrew and Ted for doing this. It's a wonderful, they always give any money they raise to some organization or something. So that's a really nice gesture that they're
He
doing that.
also,
Sure they'll get a good turnout.
he also gave them pizzas for the whole family.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, very nice. Okay, so resolution 83-2024 moved by Councillor Hart, seconded by Councillor Sakamoto. That council approves the request from Andrew St. Jean for the use of the Nipigon Community Center parking lot to host an ATV charity ride on May 25th, 2024. This will allow riders to exit via the rail bed and keep everyone from going up First Street and crossing the highway. So, all in favor? Opposed? And carried. And of course, on the public, just to take note that it's going to be May 25th. So if they don't want to run into a bunch of ATVs and they're going to be in a rush to go somewhere, leave early. Yeah.
Yeah, because Blueberry Blast, there were about 40 of them were
Yeah.
right down the main street here.
Yeah, and it's cool to see. It's
Yeah.
just that sometimes it's, if you're.
See how much money's going by.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, those are side by side,
Oh, yeah.
particularly expensive.
One of the side by sides is bigger than most people's full vehicles, and things like
Yeah.
six
Yeah.
rows of seats in it. It's like,
And they're more expensive than like.
Yeah. Exactly. Probably more expensive than my house.
Okay, next, we have the Thunder Bay, this is just for information, DSAP 25th anniversary celebration on April 18th.
Yeah.
I imagine that's an invitation for council to go and have some cake, if anyone's interested, that's in Thunder Bay.
Has
Next.
anybody ever been through this? I've never been to it.
To the Thunder Bay DSAP? I've been to the
Yeah.
building before, yeah. It's in
Worthwhile?
Fort William. Yeah, it's a nice building, yeah, it's in the old city hall, right? Yeah. old City Hall.
And they'll have cake.
What's that?
And they'll have cake.
And they'll have cake, yeah.
Cake is a plus.
That was my motivator.
Yeah. Usually I ask what kind of cake.
Okay, next, well, this might garner a little bit more discussion here. So this is taxation of new multi-residential rental properties. So this is a note from the Ministry of Finance.
Very
um,
interesting.
Talking about taxation of new multi-residential rental properties, which includes single-tier municipalities, which we are single-tier municipalities, so it does include us. And then optional taxes on vacant residential units, designated municipalities. So basically that's to tax, so the taxation of new multi-residential properties is to, just making sure I'm getting this right. Single tier, or upper tier municipalities are interested in offering a reduced municipal property tax rate can do so by passing a municipal bylaw, adopting the subclass and setting a reduction percentage of up to 35% is determined by the municipality. And that can, the property would benefit from the reduced rate for 35 years.
I would be fully for moving on that.
Yeah.
My question would be though, what, like, that's a hit on the town though, isn't
It
it?
is.
Like,
Yeah, well, for sure.
Services in our.
yeah.
But it's a 35% of the overall tax, so the actual tax rate wouldn't be that much of a change. So, but I mean, it's to attract the housing in here to begin with.
Hmm.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
Because every time everybody says anything, it's like, what's your number one thing?
Mm.
Housing.
Housing and taxes.
And whenever we have investors coming in, that's
Yeah.
a question often is, what can you do for me with the
Yeah.
taxes? Can you give me a break on the taxes?
Exactly.
Help attract the developer.
Yeah. And this is for information, so we're not making any decisions or anything. It's something that, I mean, it's probably mostly for the larger cities and everything, but it's something that might, come
Yeah.
onto our plate at some point.
In our toolbox.
Might be a tool in our box, yeah.
Wow.
And then there's the municipal vacant home taxes. This looks like it's sort of more focusing on the, like the Airbnbs or the investment properties where people from out of the country buy up.
Yeah.
Or out of town buy up properties and then they just kind of sit on them and wait for them to grow or run Airbnbs out of them and.
Now, if that was a vacant land, that would be another thing, but vacant, I don't think there's anything vacant in
I
town,
don't know if we have certain homes.
is there?
Yes. Definitely.
Like vacant homes?
Across the road from me.
Just someone sitting on it.
No.
No, but not living there, yeah. Yep. Yeah, and again, it was probably meant like with
It's probably-
larger urban centers in mind, but again, it might, you never know, it might be useful to us
That's where a
to.
lot of places are moving towards that kind of thing, because you have a lot of foreign ownership coming in and just buying up.
So is this something we need to look a little further into, that there may be some cases where it's applicable here?
Yeah, I mean, I think that might make sense to sort of look into that, at some point. In the future, yeah. For sure. And then the sea lamprey, control treatment schedule in our area. So there's gonna be Sea Lamprey, the DFO, which is the Fisheries and Oceans, yeah. Between August 6th and August 23rd, will conduct a sea lamprey control treatment in both the Nipigon River, cannot talk, and the Black Sturgeon River, using the lampricide.
But they're also putting forward about if we have any events or anything that we want them to participate in. So I mean, Blueberry Blast is right there, but that's something that they could attend. We could do something. Because a lot of people do ask, like, about the logistics and why are they doing that?
Yeah.
In general, and how are they doing that? So I think like a community get together presentation from them during that
Is that
time,
gonna hit Blueberry Blast? Sure.
around the same time.
Yeah.
Well, they're looking for events that they can talk about lampricide.
Yeah.
And the treatment, so I wanted to suggest if we could put a notice on the town website, letting people know when the treatments are happening.
Yeah.
It's, they say it's safe pretty quick, and I know that one year in the Cam River, there were people tubing while they were lampriciding.
Some people may choose not to be swimming around in
Yeah,
the
but so
lampricide,
let
yeah.
people know that, yeah, the water.
I'm not a lamprey,
It's
I'm-
yellow, it's got an
Yeah.
interesting smell to it, I've worked with it. I wouldn't be swimming in it. If we could put a notice on the town website, just letting them know the dates, and wondering if they may be interested in having a booth or something at the Fall Fishing Festival as
Yeah.
well as the.
Oh, yeah, there's a few, like,
Yes.
and that's the thing, getting that information out there. I like that request that they're looking for these things actively. So whatever we can come up with, I mean, even having an evening in Edge Arts or something where they could come and just, like, that's a venue,
Yeah,
so.
So maybe we can just direct staff to send this person, Zach, you know, just a list of the events in our town that are happening over the next little while that might be appropriate, like the Blueberry Blast, the Fall Fishing Festival.
Yeah.
They could, as Glenn suggested, they could even have a specific information session if they wanted to. It sounds like they want to like be at an event, so they already have like a captive audience. But any other thoughts on it?
in the past, they've often been very stealthful.
Yeah.
We often didn't hear about them, and you'd see their
Yeah.
truck parked tucked
Yeah.
in a corner where you couldn't really see it.
Mm,
So this is great that they want to be in the public eye and spread information, so
yeah,
yeah, we can support that.
and if anyone thinks of any other events or something, just let Linda know, but those are the only ones I can think of right now.
Do they have a big winner? You're probably more familiar with that. Oh, I remember the old days, when they did it, it wasn't very pretty, but, somehow that they can maybe move, what's the window, because lampreys are a certain time when they're coming up. So when's, like,
They're
how big
not-
is the window?
They're not, their window is based on that. Lamprey, they're targeting the amices, the small, before they've metamorphosed into the lamprey that go into the lake. When they spawn in the river, the amices live in mucky, silty sediments and back eddies.
Yeah.
And they filter feed for 5 to 7 years, and then they metamorphose and go down to the lake. So when they're treating those amices. They're in the sediments. So they're mainly concerned about the size of them. They want to be after they're spawning. So there's as many young ones in there. They want low water levels, so they don't have to use as much lampricide
Yeah.
to mix with the water.
And then-
Those sorts of things.
And then when you get into September, you're competing with other fish.
Yeah.
Well, they're trying to hit a time, and this is August.
Yeah,
There's an issue with sturgeon, being an ancient fish like a lamprey.
yeah.
It can kill young sturgeon. So some areas have asked for the treatment to be done later in the year so that the sturgeon are old enough that there's less mortality of the young sturgeon.
Yeah.
I don't know what M&R has done here.
I know black sturgeon has a pretty good sturgeon population.
Okay, thank you. That was very enlightening.
Yeah.
I'm not a biologist, so that's interesting.
I can
No,
go on for
that's cool.
hours, but.
Yeah.
I knew she'd fill in those blanks.
Yeah, we can ask you some
Those are
questions
easy
after.
ones.
Yeah. Okay, so that's actually the close of our meeting now, but first we'll just go around and, any other business, so we'll start with Counselor, Westhaver.
Not
Okay,
at this time.
okay, Counselor Sakamoto?
I had a couple questions, so we had talked before the meeting about last week's Zoom.
Right.
That it would be useful if we, at times, were able to Zoom call in as counselors, and I understand there's a bylaw that says we can only do that in emergencies right now, but maybe we can consider amending that bylaw.
Yeah.
Like that, and I don't know, when we talk about replacing our counselor, is this too soon to talk about that?
I think we'll recommend to maybe, we have to discuss like what process, because we always have to discuss what
Yeah.
process we're gonna use, so, I think we'll plan to do that at our,
Thursday.
finance, like, and do an in-camera, like, meeting, after finance,
Okay,
to talk about that, yeah,
Thursday?
which is Thursday, yeah. Okay.
Thursday at 10:30.
10:30, yeah. I think so.
I'll change my conflict for the end of that meeting.
Yeah,
I won't, yeah, okay.
I do believe that the budget meeting is gonna be, a special meeting as well, so we will be going to closed session for, as we'll be passing resolutions.
oh, okay, sounds good, and then, so we'll direct staff as well to maybe on the next agenda, if we can have something on there about changing that, it's the procedural, bylaw,
Yes,
to have some kind of, and maybe, reach out to, I think it's Manitowoc that recently changed their bylaw to be able to,
I
have people
feel
attend
a
remotely.
few
Yeah.
municipalities have adopted the
Yeah.
hybrid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure, and then we can just get it, because I think it would be a good idea for us to have that. Yes, okay, Counselor Hart.
I'm good.
You good? Linda, do you have anything? No? And Dennis gave his report, so he's good. And so what did I had a few things here, I actually wrote them down this time. So I just want to thank the staff for running the strategic planning sessions, last week along with, McSweeney and Associates. And, it sounds like we got some good input and are continuing to get some input from, community members. And so, yeah, just, I don't know if it's still up on the website.
It actually just closed yesterday.
Just closed yesterday, okay, so hopefully we got a lot, and she's gonna be making a few more phone calls, interviewing some people one-on-one, so.
Yeah,
That's
it's
good.
good.
Yeah. Oh, so, the 29th and the 30th, I just wanna say, that weekend was really busy in town, and I just there was a big curling bonspiel happening that was run by our curling club. And then there was the 70th anniversary of the Nipigon Elks hockey program. And, it was really cool, because both parking lots were just packed, and it was a great way to sort of end off the winter season. So I just want to thank, the curling club, executive and volunteers, as well as the Elks hockey executive and volunteers for doing that. And also wanted to thank, Fryway 11 for doing a really good job this year, at the canteen. And, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Okay, so it is, I gotta check the right time because my watch is off, 7:43. And we need a mover and a seconder to, adjourn the meeting,
And
Gail?
adjourn.
to move,
Nope.
to adjourn. Oh, that's right, you're looking around on this one. He's, he's making a joke.
Always reducing.
It's gonna be a controversial meeting today because he's holding his ground on the adjournment of the meeting. That was his joke.
Yeah.
There was quite a few people invited to that McSweeney thing.
Yeah.
Not a lot for that thing.
There was 3 different sessions as well that day, right?
Yeah,
So did some go?
Mhm.
and it's not necessarily the amount of people showing up, it's the quality of the information out of it, so. what I'm seeing, the quality of the information is pretty good. There is some
So they all-
Oh, we
miscommunication.
gotta, sorry, we gotta, let's just adjourn this first, guys.
Yep.
So resolution 84, we just have to adjourn the meeting first. Resolution number 84-2024, moved by Counselor West Haver, seconded by Counselor Sakamoto, that this meeting of council do now adjourn at 7:43 PM. All in favor? Opposed? Jeez, and carried.
You're
I'm gonna vote for that
Close the
one.
door on you.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, the communications for that.